Okay, so in this video here, we're going to go ahead and talk about the TASC exam and specifically the math portion of it. So for those of you are looking at this video, I assume that the majority of you are looking to take the TASC and pass it. The TASC is a high school equivalency exam, much like the GED, and it's offered in certain states. So just real quick before we get into this particular problem, these high school equivalency exams do require you to know a pretty significant amount of algebra and geometry. So if you're struggling and you need help with this, to learn a lot of math to build yourself up to pass the task, I'll leave a link in the description below this video for my task math course, okay, if you need help. But with that being said, let's take a look at this particular practice problem. Now, this isn't off an actual exam, but this is very much representative of the type of skills that you're going to need to have in order to do well in the task. So let's take a look at this problem and then we'll solve it step by step. And if you haven't tried it, I'll explain it. Maybe you want to pause the video and give it a whirl. So here we have a rectangle, and the area of this rectangle is 8 inches squared. Okay, so I want you to find the size of the rectangle. So you can see that the width here is x, and then length is x plus 2. All right, so how do we find the size? I want to know the dimensions of this rectangle. All right, so this would be something that you would be a type of problem that you should be able to solve if you're going to be taking the task. Okay, so if you put the video on pause and now you have returned, let's get into the solutions. Okay, now what you need to know about this problem first off is how do you find the area of a rectangle? Okay, so the area of a rectangle is just the length times the width. All right, so it's going to be this side here times this side here. That's going to be equal to the area. So this would be x. Let's write this out algebraically. X, right, is going to be multiplied by x plus 2. So although I didn't have the parentheses here, anytime you have a variable plus or minus another value, you want to put parentheses around it. So this side times this side algebraically is going to look like this, x times x plus 2. All right, so this is the area uh, with this particular rectangle, okay? But we want to write an equation here because the problem is telling us that the area of this rectangle is 8 inches, okay, or 8 inches squared. So this times this is going to be equal to 8, okay? So anytime you're given problems, geometry problems or algebra problems, you need to try to pull together all the information in the problem. When it's a word problem, 99% of the times you're going to be building an equation, all right, with the information in the problem, just like I did here. All right, so understand that this right here, this part of the equation is how we determine the area, and we know that the area is equal to 8, so one is equal to the other. All right, now what we need to do next is to be able to solve this equation. So this is where, a problem like this has multiple different steps, and it's going to require you to have multiple different skills, geometry skills and algebra skills. So if you didn't get this equation, but now obviously I wrote it out, I'd like to see if you can actually solve it. So if you want to give that a try, you might want to pause the video and see how that goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this equation. So the first thing I need to do is the distributive property here. So I need to multiply this x times this x. So that's going to be x squared, and then this x times this 2, that's going to be plus 2x is equal to 8. All right. Now this happens to be what we call a quadratic equation because the highest power of x is 2. So the way we solve these type of equations is we want to move everything to one side of the equation and set it equal to 0. So I'm going to move this 8 over to the left-hand side of the equation. Let me go ahead and just erase that there. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. And I'm going to get x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Okay? So now we have a quadratic equation written in standard form. And this particular one is not too difficult to solve, again, if you know what you're doing. Let me just stop here. If you're already like, wow, overwhelmed, like there's no way I'll be able to learn all this stuff and all the other things on the task, you got to stop. You got to stop telling yourself that you can't do it. All right. It's gonna require you to have a commitment and a good study plan and a good teacher to teach you this stuff. But you can do this. All right. But if you're already overwhelmed, um, you're going to stay overwhelmed until you do something about it. Okay. If you don't have your high school equivalency, you need to do it. But trust me, if you get yourself in a good study program, you can learn this stuff a lot faster than you think you can. All right, let's get back to this problem. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. So one way we can solve this particular quadratic equation is by factoring this, what we call trinomial. So I can write this in this way, all right? X plus 4 times x minus 2, right? Because if I multiply these two, what we call binomials together, I'll get back to this guy, all right? So these are the factors of this big polynomial, okay? So I can break this up this way. Now that this is all equal to 0, this is very easy for me to solve. I could take each separate factor and set the individual factor equal to 0. So I have x plus 4 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. And I could just solve these little simple equations, okay? This first one, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides of the equation, will be x is equal to negative 4. And this second one, I'm going to add 2 to both sides of the equation. I'm going to get x is equal to 2. All right, so now I have two answers, and you're supposed to have two answers when you solve a quadratic equation. See, when the highest power of the variable is 2, that means that there's two solutions. If it was 3, there'd be 3 solutions. It's something we call that kind of is a fancy name for it. It's called the fundamental theorem of algebra. It just means that the highest power of a polynomial is how many solutions that you have to have, okay? So here we have what x is equal to, okay? So you can see the value of x is in my little figure here. So I'm asking for the size of the rectangle. Now, before you take the, just jump to this and say, oh, okay, it's going to be negative 4 and 2. Well, you need to think about this, right? This is another little, I don't say trick question, but here's the thing. Can you have a rectangle with negative 4 inches? No, that's not going to make sense in reality, although negative values do have real life, examples, not the dimensions of a rectangle. So I would throw this one out, okay? And we would use this answer too. So we would say this would be 2, okay, inches. And this would be, if x is equal to 2, and this is x plus 2, this is going to be 2 plus 2, right? Or 4 inches. And you can see if I take 4 inches and I multiply it by 2 inches, I'm going to come up with 8 inches squared, which is the answer. So I would say that this is a medium level type of problem, but I chose it to represent that you need to know some geometry. You're going to need to know how to solve equations and build equations and understand various types of equations, okay? And there's a lot of sub-skills that go into place. So if you're overwhelmed, again, you just have to start from the beginning, okay? And just build yourself up. But you can do it, all right? And it doesn't have to take forever, but you do have to get yourself on a good study plan in order to pass the TASC, because these exams, the TASC, HiSET, GED, they're pretty significant exams in terms of what you're supposed to know to pass them. And I think that's a good thing, because there used to be kind of a reputation for these exams years ago that they weren't as difficult, and the HiSET and TASC are pretty new. So I'm really talking about the GED. But if you can get yourself through these exams and pass, you'll be well ready for college or any type of vocational training. So you're doing yourself a real service by learning the math required. So anyways, I do a lot of these type of videos on mathematics, adult education, etc. So if you enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, and then make sure you hit that bell notification so you get my latest videos. And if you enjoyed this video, again, maybe consider giving it a thumbs up. And please comment. I do get a lot of comments on my videos, so I try to read them. Gives me ideas on what what kind of videos I can construct next to help you out. And last but not least, again, there's a link in the description of this video that I'll leave that will go to my TASC Math Accelerator course if you're interested and you really do need help, extra help to pass the task. But with that being said, I appreciate your time and have a great day.